The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, August 29, 2023. Military service in the Russian armed forces has become increasingly lucrative since the invasion of Ukraine. On February 4, 2022, Russian President Vladimir Putin stated that a lieutenant received 81,200 rubles per month. By October 2022, Putin announced that even mobilized private soldiers would receive 195,000 rubles per month. Many junior enlisted ranks serving in Ukraine now earn over 200,000 rubles per month, which is over 2.7 times the average Russian national salary of 72,851 rubles. To put this in perspective, 2.7 times the average UK salary would equate to over £90,000 annually. The high salaries and additional benefits likely provide strong financial incentives for Russians, especially those from poorer regions, to enlist. However, Russia is still unlikely to meet its recruitment targets for volunteers. General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine update. Situation as of 6 p.m. Kyiv time, August 29, 2023, day 552 of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The Russian full-scale aggression against Ukraine continues. On August 29th, Russia launched 5 missile strikes, 47 air strikes, 48 MLRS attacks against Ukrainian positions and settlements. Unfortunately, the Russian terrorist attacks killed and wounded civilians, damaged residential buildings, schools, and civilian infrastructure. The risk of missile and air strikes across Ukraine remains high. There were over 30 military engagements during the day. Key developments: Volyn and Polisia axes, no significant changes. Sivershchina and Sloboshanshina axes. Russia conducted airstrikes near Udy and Zabain, Kharkiv region. Over 20 settlements suffered artillery and mortar strikes, including in Sumy and Kharkiv regions. Kupiansk axis. Airstrikes near Kupiansk, Pershatrovnev, Kislivka, Kharkiv region. Artillery and mortars hit settlements in Kharkiv region. Lyman axis. Failed Russian offensives near Novojehorivka, Bilohorivka, Luhansk region. Airstrikes near several settlements in Luhansk and Donetsk. Over 10 settlements shelled. Bakhmut axis. Failed Russian offensives near Bodanivka, Ozerianivka, Donetsk region. Airstrikes near Klishchivka, Druzhba, Pivden, Donetsk region. Over 15 settlements shelled. Avdiivka axis. Airstrike near Avdiivka. Artillery and mortars hit settlements in Donetsk region. Marinka axis. Ukraine continues holding back Russian offensive near Marinka, Donetsk region. Airstrikes near Krasnohorivka, Marinka. Artillery shelling across several settlements. Shakhtarsky axis. Airstrikes near Staromayorsky, Donetsk region. Artillery shelling of settlements in Donetsk region. Zaporizhia axis. Airstrikes near Zalaznichna, Verbov, Zaporizhia region. Over 20 settlements suffered artillery shelling. Kherson axis. Over 10 settlements suffered artillery shelling in Kherson region. Ukraine continues counteroffensive near Melitopol. Russia is forcing Russian passports on residents of occupied Kherson region. Those refusing passports face raids, inspections, threats of imprisonment. During the day, Ukraine's Air Force conducted 7 airstrikes on Russian troop concentrations and 4 on anti-aircraft systems. Ukraine's missile and artillery forces struck Russian troop and equipment concentrations and a TOS-1A heavy flamethrower system. The Institute for the Study of War assessment of the Russian offensive campaign. Ukrainian forces made advances near Bakhmut in Donetsk Oblast and Robotyne in western Zaporizhia Oblast on August 29th. Geolocated footage indicates Ukrainian forces pushed south of Bakhmut and around 5 kilometers southeast of Robotyne. The Ukrainian General Staff reported offensive operations in the Bakhmut and Melitopol, western Zaporizhia, directions. Ukrainian Tavris Group spokesperson Alexander Shtupin said on August 28 that Ukrainian troops continue securing positions and demining around Robotyne. He noted this area allows Ukraine greater maneuver opportunities near the key Tokmak highway. Russian military bloggers suggest Russia is committing significant reserves, airborne units, and TOS-1 thermobaric systems to Robotyne, likely due to worries about the vulnerability of Russian positions there. One claimed Russia aims to deplete Ukraine's offensive potential by fixing Ukrainian forces in engagements around Robotyne. In summary, recent Ukrainian advances around Bakhmut and Robotyne demonstrate momentum even as Russia appears to be marshaling resources to defend its positions. The Tokmak Highway remains a key vulnerability for Russian lines of communication in the area. Continued Ukrainian pressure at Robotyne may force Russia to further divert its depleted reserves. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. Russian sources express ongoing concerns about vulnerabilities in eastern and western Zaporizhia Oblast. Wagner financier Prigozhin and logistics head Chekalov buried separately on 8/29 in St. Petersburg, likely to avoid creating pilgrimage sites or martyrdom. Military bloggers accused Ministry of Defense of concealing mistreatment of SMD brigade in Kherson for fifth day, possibly to force command changes favoring General Teplinsky. Ministry of Defense may be reverting to limited coverage of war while censoring frontline complaints and reports of Ukrainian advances. U.S. announced new military aid package for Ukraine on August 29. GER reports Kremlin promoting 5 key information ops against Ukraine that Institute for the Study of War has observed. Russian forces conducted offensives along Kupiansk-Svatov-Kremina line, near Bakhmut, Avdiivka, Donetsk City, and Donetsk-Zaporizhia border, but no advances. UK Ministry of Defense, Russia still unlikely to meet volunteer recruitment targets despite incentives. Ukrainian sources, occupiers continue forced deportations of children from Ukraine to Russia. In summary, Russia remains vulnerable in Zaporizhia amid military blogger pressure over Kherson brigade mistreatment. Limited coverage and censorship of Russia's war effort persist. Russia unable to advance despite continued offensives. Forced deportations of Ukrainian children by occupiers continue.